It was great. I had some other question. I lost it along the
Well,
way.
I have one. Well, there has to be something at least once or twice for each of you that was so horrible that you were like walking around in the boat like, I can't wait to get off this fucking boat, and you're just hating it, and you're just going over your life in your head of like, why would I choose to be on this fucking boat? I fucking hate this. Like, what is it that puts you to that point on there? Like where you're just hating it.
I'm going to take up the rest of your show if I keep talking about this. Like,
Oh, it's not that bad.
oh no, there was one time when I was sinking, and then there was another time when I was
that's
out of
pretty
money.
bad,
Which,
yeah.
which one would you like to hear?
The
I
sinking.
want to hear about you sinking. Yeah,
Okay.
physically, not financially.
This is yeah, very good. I was this was before I met Elena, and I was in Croatia, I was in Savtat, which is near Dubrovnik, which is in Croatia. So I'd sailed across from Italy. I was single-handed sailing, and I'd gone to sleep. I was still using the vessel to facilitate my drinking trip around Europe, which I've figured out that you can't really do, and now I'm much more of a sailor rather than a partying buffoon.
A vagabond.
But the vagabond. So I woke up, I was quite hungover, and it's a beautiful anchorage. It's very, very calm. And what happened was a smaller vessel drove past very quick, which creates a wake, which the wake comes over and it rocks your boat like this. That caused, so I hadn't realised at the time, but I'd been slowly filling up with water, and it had filled up to the wooden boards which you walk around on. So that is a shitload of water, like tons and tons of water. And I haven't even really told you guys this, but I knew nothing when I bought the boat. I had zero sailing experience. I'd hoisted a mainsail exactly 2 times is my little thing that I tell people. So all of the wooden floorboards just crashed around everywhere, and water came up, and it was up on the walls and on the table and like sort of everywhere. And I just fully panicked. I ran over. So the boat wasn't set up for blue water cruising. It was set up for just doing little trips. And I grabbed it and started using it as a big long distance cruiser. So I didn't have enough power. So I didn't have my bilge pump on, which is crucial. If anyone has a boat out there, make sure your bilge pump is turned on.
24/7.
So my bilge pump wasn't going off, so I didn't cotton on to the fact that the boat was filling up with water. So I ran over, turned the bilge pump on, turned the engine on because I never had any power on board. So the engine was to power the bilge pump, and I jumped on the manual bilge pump as well. And I was fully panicking, but I pumped out so much water manually and with the bilge as well, the electric bilge pump, that I got it down pretty quickly. And then I knew nothing. Like, I had no idea about what was going on. So I jumped on my iPad and Googled, like, my boat is filling up with water. Like, what do I do? And the first thing, that is, I swear to God. And like, the first thing that popped up was like, don't panic. Everyone's boat is filling up with water. Just the rate varies. How much is it? So I ran down into the bilge and had a look at it. So I had the wood up, and I had my head down into the little area there that sucks out the water, and it was just a slow little trickle. It had only been that I hadn't had the bilge pump on. When I say it was a slow trickle, it was nothing to panic about. So I then realised that I had enough time to organise to have it all sorted out, and I went back to a place that, pulled the boat out of the water and repaired it all, and it wasn't too much of a problem. But certainly,
shaft had broken, yeah?
certainly, it was the through hull for the propeller, the shaft, the prop shaft.
So boat nearly sinking.
And I was ready to blame Alana and her luxurious toilets.
Yeah, well, that would have been a nice thing to have Alana on board to blame at that stage. But yeah, I was, that was one time when I was like,
Was the Google solution that you found when you were Googling it on your iPad, was the first result The one that you went to that helped you, or did you have to like sift through
Yeah.
a couple pages as your boat was sinking, like getting through like metaphorical,
shaky.
you know, you're overwhelmed now, but don't worry, like you're sinking stuff. I don't know.
Shaky wet hand #1, and that sort of put my mind at
Yeah.
ease.
Wiki how? How do I not die in the ocean? Yeah, it's a very interesting
that was
life.
fun.
Sounds awful.
No, see the way they do it is interesting to me because, like I said early in the show, I can't speak for them, but their goal doesn't seem to be to travel as many miles as possible. They're just like, hey, I'm here. What's cool nearby? And if there's an island system with a dozen little things scattered about, they're like, I heard there was diving here. You know, I heard that there were shops here. I heard there was something there, and they check it out. So, like, I feel like a lot of times when we ask questions, it's as if they're like lost at sea all the time. Not really. They're just on some sort of nonstop Caribbean vacation, but not necessarily Caribbean.
Yeah, for them it
It's
seems like
called
an awesome
being
life.
disorganized.
Disorganized and being impatient, I guess. Like we're always like, we get to a new spot, and the beauty of sailing is that if you don't like a particular place, you can pull up the anchor the next day and leave. Like we can be like, this place is shit, or you know, and just you can go in a heartbeat. You don't have to wait around for a bus. You don't have to wait around for a plane. So we just go and come as we please.
Kyle,
you,
you look like you've got something to say, mate.
Yeah.
You did.
Have you ever
Yeah.
committed a petty crime and then fled a country?
Well, I stole a CD once, and that caused a lot of friction.
Oh, the uproar on the internet. That was awesome.
It was
Yeah.
an accident. I'm sorry, everyone. I
What
didn't
did you
mean
steal?
to steal the CD. It was sort of an accident. We
A
found
deep purple CD.
It's a sick CD, but anyway, we found an upturned catamaran, and it looked abandoned. It was tied to a mooring ball, and so we went and dove on it, and we were diving for ages, just sort of exploring around. All this, everything from inside the boat was scattered all along the ocean floor. It was probably about 20 meters deep, and we were just having fun free diving. And anyway, I found a Deep Purple CD on the ocean floor, and I brought it up, and I was like, sick,
Yeah, so you
Deep
stole
Purple,
it.
and I threw it in the boat. Yeah, well, I stole it.
Yeah.
And then a French man came along in his little dinghy, and he was like, ah, screaming at us to leave because
Understandably,
That's
he
good.
was pissed that
Yeah.
we were ransacking his upturned catamaran. We couldn't understand why that
if I had the chance, I would have
was.
thrown the CD back overboard. But we were, stuck with this CD because we were told to leave immediately. Or
I've got a money-making
police, whatever.
idea. There should be a Patreon level where they choose which crime she commits on each island, right? A little shoplifting, a little,
Yeah.
simple assault, and then get out of
Taylor-
town.
The guy that you invite blindly onto your boat will commit enough crimes for the three of you.
That's
I
what we're
think-
hoping, yeah.
I thought there was going to be a much more serious crime that maybe you committed and then fled a country. When Taylor was 17, he ran over a homeless man in Canada and had to flee Canada. He's not allowed to go back now or he faces charges.
That's true.
Like, the guy lived. First of all, he's already
No, he
homeless.
did not
right?
live.
Okay, so all right, he
No?
lived. So it was a hit and run, but he did not die.
No,
Did
no,
he
he
die, Taylor?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
I thought he was just
he wouldn't have died
paralyzed.
from his injuries, but I had to, afterward, or he would have told someone.
Ah,
You never
Yeah,
told me
Jake.
that part.
No, that's why I'm not happy you brought it up. So. No, I'm not a murderer, but I did just donate the $1, so maybe I'll be the one on your boat.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Scraping
That's
noises.
so Woody sent us a sly email then saying none of this is true because Elena was like, right, I'm done. That is not wrong. I've had enough about the guns. They're trying to kill all the pirates. Now they're killing homeless people. I'm out.
I mean,
This is why I'm nervous to go on these
people.
sort of things. I'm like, what? You killed someone?
No, not something best brought up casually.
okay, so you said you didn't know